Hello. I'm making a video that no one asked for. This is my second time watching what was the confrontation between Jim and Ralph after years of speculating if they would ever go at it. Um, a lot of people have asked my thoughts on it, so I'm gonna watch through it again. I've seen it once before the day it happened. I haven't seen it since. And I've also not seen the stream since before Ralph joined. And I'll pause it and give commentary as I feel necessary. But before I do that, I kind of want to give like a rundown. I realize that my audience isn't necessarily perfectly like coincided with the audience of any of these three people, Monday, Matt, Jim, and Ralph. So I kind of want to just briefly surmise how it got to this point from how I understand it, and I could be wrong. I probably am in a lot of ways, but a long time ago, when I think like 2015, 2016 happened, like you've probably heard Gamergate, even if you had no idea what that is. You don't have to know what that is. It doesn't matter. It's really stupid. But one of the things that it gave rise to was talking heads who talked about like alt light kind of stuff, counterculture kind of stuff, loosely affiliated with HN. And uh, Medicare, Ralph, Mundane Matt, King of Pole, and a bunch of other people were all these people who kind of spun out of Gamergate. And many of them existed before. Like Jim's internet aristocrat personality existed before Gamergate, but like all these people gained tons of traction directly as a result of their takes on counterculture shit from Gamergate. And as Gamergate kind of petered out and died without any real achievements, these people were in this position where a lot of them had made a lot of money for the first time in their lives, like more money than they ever did working like a real job. So you had these people who were internet people, and they had made money being like a personality, doing something that wasn't laborious or intensive. And they wanted to keep that. And the biggest way to keep growing your income as a personality is to grow your audience. So they began to argue with each other. There was a lot of infighting, and they would try to humiliate one another to gain their audience, because it was all like the same people interested in the same things, and they were shared between these same personalities. So they would start to fight each other, and that was called internet blood sports. It's almost I would say it's directly related, like in a path. These personalities were fed into this idea where if they could like epically own someone with their words, they would absorb the other person's audience and start making money from super chats from those people. But the people who really made the money from internet blood sports were the people who hosted it and did not get involved and did not have any risk. And the first person was Tonkasol and Andy Worski. And this was before I became interested in this. But they hosted I don't remember the fucking name of it. I think it was just called Internet Blood Sports was the name of the podcast. And then it became like Backyard Blood Sports and all this shit. I don't know the timeline precisely because it doesn't really matter. But at the end of it, Tonka Saw had a falling out with Andy Worski, and then the Knoxville shit kicked up, and people from Tonka's show started watching Ralph's show, and Ralph became the de facto host of what could be called Internet Blood Sports. And Ralph made a killing. He made tens of thousands of dollars. And sort of what promoted him and what made his show was that Medicare, who never hosted these but did frequently show up on them, started appearing on Ralph's show instead of Tonka's. And to a lot of people, Jim showing up on the program sort of like blessed it, gave it his blessing that this was the official like show to watch for this internet drama shit. So when Ralph stopped having Jim on because Jim just stopped showing up, it sort of like delegitimized him, and it personally upset him. Like, it's been years since Jim last showed up on Ralph's show, and Ralph is aware that he owes his success to Jim, a large part of it. So Jim not showing up has really like upset him, has deeply troubled him for a long time, and he can't lash out at Jim because Jim has like this with his audience, especially Ralph's audience, has like this aura of infallibility to his fans. So to lash out at Jim would be a bad idea. And as Jim has no reason to start shit with Ralph, in particular because Jim is a very defensive personality. There's offensive people like PPP and Sam Hyde, people who really can't be made fun of because they don't care, like genuinely don't give a fuck. And to acknowledge them at all, to get into the dirt with them, is a losing situation no matter what. That's what an offensive player is. But someone like Jim is defensive, where they wait for people to pick a fight with them, and then they're at a huge advantage because they were minding their own business before someone started problems with them. And the one time I can think of where Jim was really an offensive player was against Sargon, and that didn't end well. Like, he says, "I'm going to nail you to a fucking cross." Well, Sargon just has to avoid being nailed to a cross, and despite his best efforts, by becoming a trans-European politician, that never happened. So since then, Jim has been sort of like passive, in part because he's sick, but also in part because I think the Sargon stuff was just so like anti-fun and like a losing, like a kind of like a loss that it was just like whatever. But then Ralph heroically takes the bait, and I do believe it was bait at this point, where Jim shows up on a couple people's streams, Flamencos and Gators, but not his, not the Ralph retort, and Ralph starts to seethe, and he can't bottle that contempt anymore, and so he starts lashing out, and it culminates in a discussion, which I don't think is as bad as most people do, and I'll explain why as I get into it. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on like the history of people yelling at each other on the internet for money.
By potentially Cancer Man Mediker.
How you doing?
Hey,
am I coming in okay?
You are. Yeah, you're coming in just fine, Jim. Thank you for coming on. This is I was just kind of fucking around, and I didn't think that we'd be here, but here we are.
Welcome to the surreal.
Yeah. I haven't talked to you in a number of years, right? It's been a while.
It's
been
a
a
nice
little
bit. Nice little bookend, isn't it?
Kind of. It kind of feels that way, to be fair. It's like one person's downfall, another person's rise, so to speak, if that's how you want to play it. But
well, we'll see if Ralph shows up. I mean, I offered to go on to Flamenco stream. He didn't want to do that, so
yeah.
this was his suggestion.
I was fucking around. I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. There's like nothing going on tonight. We'll see what's happening. And then Ralph seemed like okay with it. Like it was like a GG reunion. Like we're going back to the fall of 2014.
Oh, well, no, I just want to put a bullet in my head.
Well, you're not the only one. Jesus fucking Christ, that was a long time ago, and I'm glad it's done. But anyway.
So that's in case you really don't know, and I just want to lay it out there. I'm gonna act like you have no idea. You found this video in like an archive. You have no idea what's happening. A long time ago, Monday Matt, the guy on the left, he did a stream, and in that stream, he admitted to more than just admitted. He showed that he had reported a bunch of videos on YouTube, and they had gotten taken down. And that was a big thing. It's like, what a bitch. Narking to YouTube, who is the enemy of anyone who likes to say the N-word and yell at retards on the internet. And the guy on the right, Jim, said, "I want you to say I am a soy-filled bitch, and I'm sorry I flagged your videos down." And he did, and he said that. And that was sort of like the end of his career. He got bested. He lost his audience. Monday Matt has been completely irrelevant ever since then. And even the name of the show, Boulder Talk Radio, like he's trying to capture his mistake and bottle it and make it his own thing. When he said he couldn't have flagged the video because he was picking up boulders, and now he's like made that his identity. And it's like it's trying to own the joke, but it's so cringe-inducing. And even here, he has to really act like he's totally okay with shit, and he's super cool with it, and he's moved on. And I can't like him. Like, no matter what happens, I find it hard to like Mundane Matt. Like, when you try to own it that bad, it just makes you look pitiful. And it's like the Wings of Redemption thing. When you try to own it so bad that you just end up making fun of yourself beyond what's reasonable. You pass pity and you like delve into like disgust. It's like disgusting that you would, defenestrate yourself like that. You know what I mean? And his big break this stream, like, he ruins it. He, instead of having like an hour and a half long talk and then capping it off, he invites like fucking pedophiles like Vito on to keep super chats rolling. And it's just like, like, what a waste. I find it very hard even now to find any redeeming qualities about Matt, besides the fact I guess he works to take care of his kids.
Anyway, so thank you for coming on in at short notice. I hope everything is well with you. I heard about your situation, so that does suck.
Well, things have been going okay. I do have a potentially drug abusing alcoholic with a head wound deciding to drive up to my state and holler at me. So, aside from that, everything's rosy.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked, if I'm being honest, a little bit shocked that the threat to go all that way was uttered while overseas. We'll see if it gets repeated here tonight.
Yeah, throwing it out there.
Yeah, right. I mean, Minnesota is a bit of a drive from North Carolina, from Richmond, I believe. So,
well, we have this is the king of the sector. He's going to come out in his private jet, man.
Oh, right, honest. Like Creflo Dollar style. He's just going to rock that shit.
It's a private jet. That's why he loved to talk shit to Quartering's wife, because he had a better plane. So we just didn't know it. That's
how it works. That's the Killstream Odyssey money right there. That's what 30 grand gets you.
Money. That's right. Yeah.
It's not the Big Stream money. Me money or the D Live money. That's all
Odyssey
gone.
Money. Yeah, those are gone. Those are dead.
How many streaming services will Ralph leave in his wake? We're gonna find out tonight, folks. We're gonna find out tonight.
Probably 3 or 4 more if we're going.
Probably.
Gonna be honest about this.
At this point, you never really know. It's that I think, and I will honestly admit, as a semi observer of Ralph's antics every once in a while, it is really amazing just to see what kind of shit he gets up to.
You never know what's going to happen on the kill stream, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But he never thought it would be about him.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'd just like to give a shout out to my boy Mamenko. Hopefully he's rattling pill bottles while he's stream sniping this.
I'm sure he is. I almost thought about going and getting my own pill bottle, but I'm like, nah, that's someone else can do that one. I don't have one here. Maybe I can find a coin and a bottle cap and scare away Southern Dingo again if he pops in.
So Matt, real talk. Have you ever had another man spend 2 hours drug dialing you via live stream on the internet talking about the good old days? Because that's been a bit of a new experience.
To be fair, I haven't. I've had people who were like drunk dialing me because they wanted me to come on to yell at me. That was a while back, but never someone doing it from like, the nostalgic sense, right? Like, just because that was desperate, man. That was really desperate. That whole last couple hours. And I tell you, man,
nobody's nostalgic for my show.
And I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, and that game is less broken than Ralph.
That's a pretty good singer there. Now he's gonna come in here all piss and fucking vinegar, and he's gonna be like, "Matt, you're supposed to be neutral. What are you doing?"
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's very true. You
gotta make a wheelchair joke. Throw a cancer joke out there and even it out, Matt.
Sure. You know what? Maybe Tonka will roll on up the flight. No, he won't. You know what's really funny about Tonka is I talked to Tonka the night before.
Matt has this weird mannerism where it reminds me a lot of King of Pole. Not even King of Pole. It might have been King of Pole. There's somebody I know from the forum who, when they talk in like a one-on-one conversation, they find silence really awkward. Like, they can't have that pause. They can't have a momentary break. So they have to just keep running their fucking mouth. And if there's any, like, space in between sentences, instead of just letting, like, a comfortable piece happen, he just assumes that, like, the conversation has become boring already. Time to move on to the next thing. And I don't know where the fuck he gets that from, but it's extremely awkward just to, like, constantly talk and not ever, like, have a long-lasting train of thought.
For Knoxville.
Did you really?
He was in Knoxville.
He went down there?
Yeah, he was there, according to him and Vamp, because I had a conversation when he was on Rekida's stream.
Mm-hmm.
I was, and I could hear him through the wall yelling at Rekida. And then he came on and they said that they were there. And I was really surprised that he actually never showed up the next day. I was very surprised, actually.
Yeah, maybe he got a glimpse of Andy and he was like, I can't do this. This man will break me in half.
I think, you know, and I've met Andy, and yeah, Andy worked out. He probably would have, you know, actually hurt Tonka.
Well, yeah, it seemed like he put some effort into it. Like he wasn't completely just goofing around, because he did put up like a couple of videos just working out and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think Tonka never did any of that, right? So it was kind of like a mystery of whether or not he was going to show up and look like Buff Bagwell or look like a stick. Nobody knew what was going to happen.
It was definitely a wild weekend from that particular perspective, at least watching it from my end. Okay, so I had to unblock Ralph and then send him a link because I thought someone had sent it over. I'm sorry, Ralph. I'm sorry.
I
thought that was given off your way. There you go. I have sent Ralph the link. He can jump on in. Let me.
I will try to keep the naughty words to him.
For I do pay that now. I have to escalate in.
Probably should have done that to begin with. There we go. There's my rage pig.
Remember, we're going to keep this above the belt as much as humanly possible, but it might go full bore.
Okay.
I don't know. Ethan Ralph at the Kill Stream. How's it going?
Well, you know, surreal doesn't even begin to describe it, Matt.
I didn't even realize the first time I watched this. He's wearing a shirt that says "Internet Villain." So, like, imagine the mindset of a guy who like goes online and goes to like a t-shirt cafe printing thing and uploads a graphic of like your own face that just says "villain" on it, and then you wear that. You wear that to like a video conference with like two nerds who are just using avatars. Jim doesn't even have an avatar. He's just using the OBS without a video feed thing as his Zoom meeting, whatever the fuck. I have to admit that it's very funny to me that Monday Matt's setup, like, there's the Boulder Talk radio icon, and then once you get 3 people in, it scoots up and you can't see the logo of his own thing. So I guess in the history of Monday Matt doing his program, he's never had 3 people on at once, including himself, to talk, because he's never accommodated this. I also like that Ralph was wearing sunglasses indoors to hide the fact that his face is all fucked up.
Well, you know, surreal doesn't even begin to describe it, Matt, but here we are.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little on the shock side, too. That's why I'm kind of like, all right, let's just, let's see what happens tonight.
Why not?
So we good to go, Matt?
Oh, yeah, we're good to go. So, again, like I said, we'll keep the rules, you know, I know things are going to get heated, obviously.
Well,
that's why we're all here.
Well, let me say this at the top. There's certain things, obviously, I don't know, you know, where Medicare wants to go with his commentary, but there's certain things I have legal, you know, considerations or whatever. I won't, you know, leave the call if he goes there or whatever, but there's certain things I cannot comment on. So I just want to put that out up front.
Sure. No, and I'd already said that, where we'll leave those kind of elements behind.
And I'm fine with what the Rage Pig is saying.
It's funny to me, like, I remember expecting him to mention at some point Adrian Blair or even Faith. Like, anytime Faith comes up as a topic, Ralph is like, no, and he doesn't even really delve into it. I also want to point out that you can already tell that Ralph is, like, slurring in this, and I really didn't expect him to be, like, he stopped drinking after Sandra died. So to hear him, like, drunk again is pretty impressive. I knew he's been drinking wine and stuff on his vacation, but he's like properly fucked up and drinking alcohol out of a solo cup, like throughout this entire thing, and he gets progressively worse as time goes on.
Okay. And he can talk about anything he wants to bring up.
Do I seem upset, old man?
You've been upset for the last week.
You think so? Do I seem upset? You seem upset.
You just cried for 2 hours on Twitter begging me to come so you could suck my dick. You're here now. Open your mouth.
No, I'm not sucking.
Come on, say
You've always been a loser.
Daddy Jim.
You've always been a loser.
Daddy Jim.
You've always been a loser, faggot.
But I look like Jake Gyllenhaal with those farmer muscles, don't I?
You changed your name.
Oh, he's so sexy.
Okay, so number one, he calls him old man. That's his joke. Jim is like 4 years older than him, and probably in better health, to be quite honest. No, I don't know. Like, this first half is mostly just yelling.
Can you do the ode to Jim again?
Name, faggot? Why'd you change your birth name, huh?
You really think that's a huge thing, man?
Yeah,
like you've been going on about that
because you can't fucking own what you did in life.
If Ralph, if it was such a huge deal, Ralph,
yeah, I think
why wouldn't I have done it in the state that hides it?
Your name,
Ralph, if it was such a huge deal, why would I have not gone to a state that lets you hide it?
You're
just
such
like LLCs.
A coward that you changed the name your daddy gave you because you're.
My daddy.
You're such
not
bitch.
my daddy, not my Ronnie.
Coward, yeah, motherfucker.
Not my Ronnie.
Big of a bitch. You know what? You can make all the jokes you want.
I'm gonna make a lot of them.
Watch this show.
Why does he bounce when he talks? It's so disgusting. He like undulates like a blob. As far as like changing your name, I don't think there's any states that let you like secretly change your name. I think that Michigan is one that does. And I'm not sure. I think Jim is from either Michigan or Minnesota. I always mix those two up. But it's really hard to hide name changes, especially if you're like I don't know if I should get into it, but like he got found out after he changed his name because there's a license that is kept current, and when the name changed, it showed up on the license as well for that identity. So even if the name change had been private, the license update would not have been, and that's harder to keep a secret. So I'm not entirely sure if I buy the whole like, oh, if I didn't care, I would have just done it in a different state. Like, that doesn't mean anything. It's really hard to keep records a secret in the United States. As far as Ralph, like Ralph just starts yelling, and I don't know, like, there's an audio thing here. Like, listen.
Watch what show? Watch what show? Ralph, you have no audience. Your audience is dead. It's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Jim is louder than Ralph. Ralph is like talking, and even when he raises his voice, he's very loud, and Jim talks at like a normal volume, but like as far as like the microphone gain is concerned, he's louder than Ralph. So he can just say whatever he wants and will speak over Ralph, and then Ralph literally yells. He like takes his mic, he gets close to it, he starts screaming into the microphone to be heard at all. And this is smart. Like when I talk to Ralph, I just let Ralph like yell, because I was a little bit like shocked that he was that full of like anger when I spoke to him. But like if you're trying to like fuck with him, just like speaking over him and forcing him to yell at you because his microphone is just quieter is pretty funny.
Audience,
what your life will be here in about 5 years, cancer patient, nigger. Fuck you.
Whoa. Okay. Hold on. Let's keep the gamer words to a minimum for the time being.
Ralph screams, "I'm not angry," and then starts dropping N-bombs. Seems like you're a little upset.
Oh, you've never dropped an N-bomb, you fucking loser.
You seem to be the one getting pretty riled up here.
Fool here.
I thought you were nice and calm.
Who are you trying to fool? Do you think I'm going to
give you a lot of pills from the beatdown in Portugal?
I'm going to back down from you? Do you think I'm going to back down from you? I'll take your.
I don't know why Jim can't pronounce the word Portugal. He pronounces the L like it's a silence, like Portugal. Very, very quietly. I don't know why. I need to point that out, though.
Old fucking greasy slut, and take her around back, too, you fucking motherfucker. Do you think I give a fuck?
You seem so
I'm
mad.
I'm not like Gator. I'm not like Flamenco. I'm not going to bow down.
I know, you're about
bitch.
3 times their size.
Yeah, I'm not going to bow down
to get one of you.
Oh, you're going to wheel yourself down the block? You're talking about people's sizes? You can't even walk outside your fucking house, motherfucker. You fucking pitiful.
And you can't walk down the streets of Portugal.
Okay, well, when I show up to your hometown and I'm a block away from your house, why don't you come down the block then, bitch?
You'll just hear pig noises.
Oh, because you can't fucking move.
You'll hear Sui across the sky.
The fucking block of bullshit with COVID. Why don't you answer about what you did? Why don't you answer about what you did with COVID? What? Oh, you don't want to say shit about it, huh? You want to make fun
of
me?
I'll listen. Say what? Go ahead, ask again.
Some fucker will sneeze on you and you'll fucking die, you fucking coward.
No, you got to back it up. Say what again? Go ahead. I'll let you speak and answer. What won't I answer for?
Yeah, COVID.
Put the liquor down, fat ass.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Did you see the liquor leap out of the glass trying to get away from your gullet?
I didn't run, bitch. I'm right here. Do you think I'm scared?
I know you can't run. That's why you got beat down by 4 Portuguese men.
Anonymous, fake, anon faggot Jim Augustine who changed his name to get away with everything he ever did.
God, how drunk and dumb are you? Say it with me.
Nobody is scared of you.
Say it with me.
See, this is what I meant before. He's just talking, same as he always does. But like, there's something about Ralph's setup where he's literally holding his microphone to his fucking face and screaming, and he doesn't even rise up to the same volume. I don't know if that's something like on that side, but it's really
and they won't ever be scared. Fuck you, bitch.
Augustine.
Greasy
Ralph,
Korean.
come on. You fake being religious. You should be able to say this particular name.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Augustine,
You want to talk over me? We can do it all day. Like I said.
Are we going to holler? Are you affixing to holler?
Why has nobody ever made a deliverance choke at Ralph's expense? Like, if you're gonna do like pig noises and shit, why you should say squeal like a pig, boy, squeal like a pig.
All right, what? You won't let me talk, so why won't I?
Come on, holler for me.
Why won't I, bitch?
Ralph.
Why won't I, bitch? Like you're so fucking
Ralph.
silly. Like you're so fucking silly.
Ralph, please holler for me. Give me this southern holler.
Holler for me. Holler for me. A cancer patient who can't even leave his fucking house, who thinks he has some anime babe who's like fucking 200 pounds. You're a fucking joke. Your cam whore girlfriend is a fucking joke, and your whole life is a fucking joke.
Ralph, can I ask you a question? I've been genuinely curious about this.
Truth. Fuck you.
Oh, you don't like questions?
No, go give me a question if you want one. I'll ask you a question. Why did you change your name, faggot?
Because I felt like it.
Oh, is that why? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's why. What was your motivation? Oh, you just felt like changing your name?
Ralph, if the job...
Why did you change your name, faggot?
Are you done asking the question, pig?
Faggot, are you going to answer it?
I'm trying to, but a hog won't stop.
Yeah, let him. Hold on. Let him answer. Let him answer.
Won't let him tell the truth.
Oh my God! Please, Farmer Jarbo, please.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, listen. Okay, so you want to know why
he looks? I just can't get over how fat he looks, especially when he bounces. Like he's wearing black in a black chair on a black backdrop, so it's harder to tell. But like when you can see him in full motion when he starts like bouncing up and down, it's like that. He's gained so much fucking weight, even compared to like pictures from last year. He's just gained like 50 fucking pounds. He's fatter than he's ever been.
Jim changed his name. That's what you're asking.
He changed the name that he was born with because he's afraid of the things he said on the internet. Even though everybody knows where he lives, I can roll up to his house tomorrow if I'd like that. By the way, he thought it was funny when people came up to my. He thought it was funny when people came to my house.
Where did I say that, Ralph?
Point me to it. Fucking joke. Fuck you, fucker. You know what you did. You co-signed that fucking stream. You co-signed that fucking stream. You know what you did.
Point me to it.
Fuck you. You know exactly what you did.
Oh, Piggy's lying.
You thought it was so funny with the
boy's lying again.
Cameo.
Perpetual victim. Look at you getting ready.
Then. Okay, say it wasn't cool then.
Pull it up, fat ass.
Say it wasn't cool. Show me. Say it wasn't cool then.
Show me, Ralph.
Okay, well tell me then I'm full of shit and then it wasn't cool.
You are full of shit. Pull it up. Show me.
Well,
where did I go?
It's also smart to like never yield to him. Like never you get put into a defensive situation where he's saying something that's like he's adopted the qualities of someone else who likes to just lie constantly. And the problem with someone like that is if you start like addressing lies like that, he can just spin up another lie faster than you can debunk it. So it's smart to never like try and be rational. It's always better to just like ignore bullshit and be offensive in reply, because now the onus is on him to prove what he's saying, and he never does.
Sign it.
Okay, well say that it wasn't cool for people to come.
I'm not here to protect your fragile feelings, fuckboy.
You're full of shit, fucker. You know you.
If you want to lie and get called out on it, you look like a bitch. Pull it up. Pull it up, Piggy. Where is it?
Do you know Andy Worski was shitting on you like a month ago and like shitting on you bad? And you fucking took his side for no reason. Like
Andy Worski was shitting on me. You know what I didn't do, Ralph? I didn't start spurging out and threatening to put flyers up in neighborhoods.
Excuse for a human, dude. You're so fucking pitiful. I never.
Ralph, I didn't lose my mind and act like an idiot and implode like you did.
This whole entire time, you took it out of your like way to fuck with me for no reason. You kept.
How have I gone out of my way to fuck with you?
I didn't fuck with you, dude. Like I didn't do.
How have I gone out of my way to fuck with you, Ralph?
Okay. Do you really like? I mean, are you serious?
You sit here and tell everybody what a badass you are and how you can take a joke, but the moment somebody shakes a pill bottle, you fall into a tailspin.
You did that for like 6-8 months straight. It's like, okay, well, clearly this guy
played a pill bottle sound 3-4 times, and that was enough to make you do this.
Well, you never said, "Oh, Ralph, I wonder how he's doing. Maybe he's doing good." I like.
Why the fuck would I? You're not my friend, idiot. I told you on stream I'm not your friend.
You're not my motherfucking friend either. Then fuck.
To your face. Do you remember that? Do you remember that stream with Brittany Venti and the others?
Well, then why would I say anything but nice about you then? If you're shitting on me, why won't I shit on you? You're not
Ralph.
His brain is like completely incapable of like recognizing like unless something directly benefits him, he has no reason to maintain it. Like, he can't just be like on good terms with someone unless they are actively promoting his show or actively backing him up or whatever the fuck. It's I don't even know what to call it. It's like you can chalk it up to like his addictive personality or whatever the fuck. But he really expects that this guy is going to give him what he wants and promote his show and be nice to him and never take shots at him, even though everyone wants to make fun of Ralph and wants Jim to make fun of Ralph. He is shocked, and I'm shocked actually, because I thought the pill. I really thought that the pill shit was just like, okay, like Ralph sanctioned that as something you can make fun of. Because that's all. Jim never like updated his joke repertoire past that. He never made any reference to anything that happened to Ralph after the pill stream. So I thought that was like a deal they had struck, where it's just like, okay, you can shake your pill bottle to make people think that you make fun of me, and then I'll just forget that you existed. But apparently, I'm completely wrong, and I'm surprised that Ralph declared fatwa on his internet daddy, because that's like. If when it comes, I did call this though. I said that if Gator had to choose between Jim and Ralph, he would pick Jim, and I think a lot of his audience will too.
Difference here between what you're saying. You want me to say nice things and pat your ass?
Yeah, fuck you. All you're
I'm not here to hold your hand through the minefield of the internet and get you money and clout.
Fuck you. You're fucking. You're disingenuous. It's like
Ralph. There's literally a video clip of me saying I'm not your friend.
Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk or no?
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's a guy who I've had on my show many times. I've
Look
known
at
him
him
for
fucking
literally
bounce, man.
almost a decade. And of course, you know, you talk your shit. That's your thing. I don't like that doesn't bother me, but it's like every fucking time for the last year, this guy's talking shit about me. He's fucking with me. And it's like, why? Like, I don't go out of my way to fuck with you. I don't do anything to you. And so at a certain point, I'm not Gator. I'm not Flamenco. I'm not so-and-so. And it's like this guy's shitting on me. It's like, okay, well, fuck you. Like, honestly, there's a lot of shit to talk about with you, to be quite real. And so, like, I don't want to take it there, but I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not fucking Gator. And so I'm not going to live like that. Period. And so that's my position, and I think anybody with a brain can understand that.
Mm-hmm. Can I get my rebuttal to this?
Yes, you go ahead. You gave me all the time.
Okay. All right. Well, you've made it perfectly clear. Gator had mentioned you've mentioned on the past two streams that you felt this way for a while, and it feels good to be able to write about it. Which one makes me think you're a bitch?
Well, because you were fucking with me, dude. You know you were.
You said you're gonna let me rebuttal.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
You said you felt this way for a year or more, but you didn't say anything, which I guess makes you a bitch because you were too afraid to say anything. Secondly, you're like, why aren't you treating me like a friend? Why aren't you being my best friend? Well, apparently you've got some fucking animosity built up, huh? You got some animosity built up towards me over whatever the fuck is your issue. You literally started this.
All right,
I made a stream joking about the shit that you did in Portugal, which was funny.
It was.
And you act like, Jim, why would you do that? Remember Andy's AIM stream? I lit that motherfucker up too immediately after that.
Yeah, but you know what? Andy has said, do you even like, you know what? I feel like sometimes that I'm the only motherfucker who like actually watches this shit day to day. Do you know the things that Andy Worski has said about you personally?
He's reeling from that. Like, it's a good response. Like, yeah, I made fun of other people too. Why are you above that? Why can I not make fun of you? And he has no response whatsoever to that. He just says like, well, I guess his response is that Andy Worski has said shit about Jim. Like, who cares?
Probably terrible things.
Yes.
Probably just like Matt Jarbo has said terrible things.
Well, yeah, of course, but it's like
Can confirm.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's like, oh, well, now Ralph's the bad guy of the week. Like, this is like.
Okay,
crazy.
well, I'm not totally done with my rebuttal. So
Okay,
what do we find ourselves with, huh? I do the Portugal stream, and what is your immediate response?
Portugal.
You're a fucking whore of a wife, which is amusing, because you'll sit there and cry on the internet about people fucking with your family, but your instant reaction is, I'm going after your wife. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't say, oh, that's off limits. But now when I do it, it's cool. When I do it, it's cool. But you talk about my kids or my girlfriends or wives or whatever, that's the line. That's the Ralph Mail line. It's either all or nothing. And this shit you're doing, I'd like to make really clear.
That's alcohol, by the way. You can tell that it gets more fucked up as the stream goes on.
Here, when I retweet the stuff with Gator, oh, that's not the doxing issue I have an issue with. You're going from doxing to life ruination. You want to start putting posters up?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm not done with my rebuttal. You can rebut my rebuttal in a second.
In soon.
That's fine. I'm almost done.
Okay, go ahead.
You're talking about putting up flyers. What are they going to think it is work and his job when they find out he's a white nationalist? Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's funny when Nick Fuentes has his bank account taken away? You like it when he gets fucked with like that?
You were joking around about him being a faggot 2 weeks ago, so you think a lot of shit is funny that I don't.
I do think a lot of shit is funny, but I'm not the one saying that his life should be ruined. Do you think it was funny when? Do you think it was funny when Dick Masterson's MP2 project and Banks fucked him over? You like life ruination,
Ralph?
Ralph?
Who supported that? All the people you're supporting now, Jim.
Apparently you too, Ralph, because you're jumping into it.
You know what? Okay, well I'll tell you this, and I'll agree that is a very hard
life ruination. Yeah, well, it's not doxing, it's life ruination.
Dude, people have showed up to my house. People have sprayed.
Did Gator show up to your house?
Today?
That question, did Gator do X, gets asked, I think, like 50 times. He never answers it. Never once. And it's frustrating to hear anyone try to like call Ralph out as a hypocrite because he's so hypocritical with everything he says that it's like exhausting. If you were to try and sit down and actually like stop and say he's being hypocritical here, it would be every sentence, because everything he says, like, there's a double standard. Like if it benefits Ralph, it's okay, it's fine, it's permissible. If it doesn't benefit Ralph, it's not. It's a step past the line.
Somebody
did Gator show up to your house
and dump shit in front of my fucking front door, and I didn't even make it public because it's like that's what they want. Like, they literally dumped fucking shit. If people showed up to your house like that, you would be fucking crying, dude, to be honest with you. You've lived your whole life trying to run away from your internet antics, and you know what?
And I need to be taught a lesson, right, Ralph? You're going to teach me that lesson.
Not about that, Jim, but it's like, they know me, right? Like, there was literally shit in front of my fucking front door.
You project that image. That's your selling point. You tell people you're the Ralph male.
Do you think that's funny? Do you think that's funny? Like, people show up to your house.
Well, you sell yourself as that guy. You say, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm hardcore. I'm badass. Nothing fucks with me.
I didn't cry about it, but what I'm saying is, do you think that's funny? Like, if that happened to you, do you think you would be like, you wouldn't? You know what I mean? Like, right? Like,
so Ralph, let me ask you.
I'm wrong.
You're asking me this question. I'm turning it around on you. If you don't like it, why are you the one putting it out? If you think it's so fucking terrible, and it
deserves people coming to my house.
No, I'm saying if you don't like that shit, you say you don't, and I understand you're saying you don't.
What am I saying?
You're gonna go fuck with Gator. You're gonna try to get him blacklisted for being a white nationalist. You think that's funny, Ralph? No, you think that's funny. You want to fuck with his life and do life ruination. That's exactly what you want to do, Ralph.
That's not what I said.
Just understand, when you put it out there, it comes back to you. Oh no, I'm just making it real clear. You want to play life ruination, it will come right back.
I don't know why Ralph's even denying that. That's exactly what, literally, that's what he said. He said on Twitter that he wanted to hang up posters of Gator on his like college campus and say that he's like a wignut.
Oh, you have no. You know what? People came to my fucking house.
It will be 10 times worse than that, Ralph. You're talking about putting up flyers. What do you think it's going to be like with you and your girl walking down the street with your face up there and it says some nasty shit? Or her face.
It seems like you're scared of that.
See,
not me.
That's also interesting. It's like, like when he says there's like some nasty shit, like, but you know what people would say about, like, especially Pansu in particular, but he doesn't say it. He does a very good job of auditing himself to talk about things without like actually going there. He completely leaves out like Pansu and Xander and Faith and all this other shit, and he focuses entirely on Ralph. And I don't know how he can do that, because I would do it on accident. Like, I would bring up shit about Faith and Aid and whatever just on accident.
Ralph, I'm asking. So you're cool with it?
You're scared of that, not me.
Oh, okay, Sam Kinison, yell a little more.
I'm not fucking.
Oh, he's gonna holler in his Sam Kinison voice.
You're scared, boy. That's what he's like. Yeah.
Listen, holler and hog.
You don't
You're
want
the
to
one
that
you just wept
about
it.
Are you gonna not?
Oh, okay, life ruiner. Tell me what you think.
What do you mean life ruiner? Like, you're full of shit.
I'm gonna tell everybody Gator's a white nationalist because I'm a little prison snitch.
The doxing? I was around when you were doxing people.
Who did I dox?
Are you full of shit? Like, who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool?
Name them.
It won't be me. It won't be me. I won't be falling for your bullshit. So it doesn't bother me.
Oh, boy, is this just like the last bullshit?
You're just gonna yell over me? Like, look, if you're just gonna yell,
they're questions, fucking idiot. Answer them.
What question? Give me one.
You said I doxed. Who? Name them.
I mean, everybody was doxing during the Gamergate era.
I don't give a shit about everybody. Who did I dox, Ralph?
Personally, I couldn't name.
What a fucking idiot. I don't even know, like, why bring up stuff when you have nothing to follow it up with? Did he just expect him to be like, oh, well, I guess you're right then? I mean, now that you put it that way, I don't want to say that I didn't do that and be proven wrong. So, like, I mean, I guess it's just the alcohol, really.
Necessarily.
Oh, you necessarily couldn't
but I know
personally?
you have made a career and a living off using docs material from Kiwi Farms.
Oh, so now it's docs material
well,
and
you know
videos, but not doxing.
Shut up, man. Nobody cares about doxing. Are you a faggot or what? Nobody gives a fuck.
I just wish you could get your lies straight, Ralph.
Nobody gives a
Unless
fuck
you cry and play
doxing,
victim.
Dude, are you that fucking stupid? Like,
I'm not the one that got beat up for a purse. Who are you talking about, stupid?
I never
dummy?
fucking built my career off carrying
Dum-dum, you went to another country and had your purse stolen. What do you mean, stupid?
Who cares, motherfucker? You changed
Apparently,
your name.
30,000 people watching Flamenco laughing.
Married a fucking, greasy fucking Korean.
See, here we go again. I haven't mentioned your woman once, but you can't stop
care,
yourself.
Fucker. I'll mention what I want, bitch.
Oh,
You
okay.
take it there.
So you don't cry about your kids and your
cares?
wife. Don't cry about it. Don't cry like a bitch about it. Oh,
He has literally like nothing against him. Like, okay, he's sick, I guess, and he changed his name, and that's it. That's all he has. He has a DUI, and that's it. So he has to resort to talking about Jade because especially like he's trying to come up with insults to rebuttal his own insecurities, and there are so many of them. There are so many things about Ralph and his life and his situation that he's insecure about, and rightly so. And there's just no parallel. Like, the average person does, like, in his mind, because he's like a fucking narcissist addict retard, everyone is like him deep down, even if they may not show it. Like, the negative traits that he has are omnipresent in all of humanity. So when he talks to someone, he talks to them as if that's true. He just doesn't know it yet. You know what I mean? And it makes it very awkward. Like, you're trying to listen to the conversation and think, like, what the fuck is he talking about? And in his mind, it makes perfect sense. But to, like, a normal person, you're just like, oh, no, that's obviously wrong.
My family's off limits. My family.
You brought everybody else into it.
I haven't said shit about your family. But
you're
fine doing it. You're fine doing it, so don't cry about it like a bitch.
I'm not crying.
What do you do on Twitter? My family. They went after my family, my precious children, and my girl.
Because it's like you guys act like I'm the evilest motherfucker that ever existed.
You opened gates. You started it.
That's not true. Okay, well, tell me how. Tell me how I started.
You literally wrote articles calling my wife a fat whore and a tump duck. I don't even know what the fucking dumb shit you wrote.
Why did you do the stream when I was in the fucking hospital and fucking goddamn beat to fucking half to death?
I did the stream because it's.
You need to fucking pile on. Why?
I did the stream because it was funny, Ralph.
Okay.
Because you're.
That's the hurt. It's like I needed you then. I needed Daddy Jim to come down and be like, no, guys, he's hurting right now. Let's call it off. Let's call off the attack and give him some rest. Well deserved. Like, he expects that from people, and I don't know why. He really can't see it that he's a retard, and people make fun of him because he's retarded, and he just has no fucking idea. He really just can't believe it. That no, actually, he's just a joke that everyone makes fun of.
Not special.
You're fucking fat, greasy
You're not.
Korean wife
You're
is
not
funny
special.
Then too, then fucker. You're
not special and
either.
protected, Ralph. It's not my duty to take you through the fucking internet like it's a minefield.
Either, then fucker.
Oh God, you're a hollering.
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, what? Okay, if it's fine to make fun of me when I'm in the hospital, why is it not fun to make fun of you, Medicare?
Because I'm me. My wife isn't. Isn't that what you're crying about?
Fuck your greasy Korean slut.
Okay.
Do you see how mad he gets? That's fine, Matt. He can say anything he wants. I know.
I'm not gator, bitch.
I want people to drink it in, his hypocrisy, lies, and bullshit.
It in, like your whore drinks it in, bitch.
Hey, I'm just curious, man.
Yeah, you're curious. You're bi-curious, probably. That's why you hang around flamenco.
Oh, okay, Ralph.
Gator,
okay,
you
Ralph.
fucking bitch. Nobody gives a fuck.
When are you going to turn evidence on Fuentes?
When will you die?
When are you going to flip on Fuentes?
What we care about.
We know you're a snitch, right, Ralph?
When will you die, Medicare? That's
we know
what
you're
we
a snitch.
When
are you going to flip on him?
When will you fucking die?
I wish I had a term for it, like a debate term, like argumentum ad nauseum or whatever the fuck. Like, I need a fancy Latin word for when he decides, oh, I can't match like wits at all, so I'm just going to scream, and I'm gonna, like, whenever they say anything, I'm just gonna take that and like flip it around And it doesn't have to make sense. Like, nothing he says when he's yelling like that makes sense. He just takes it and says whatever comes to mind. He says something like, "Oh, you're curious." He's like, "Oh, you're probably curious." Like, he doesn't. It's just noise. Like, he's throwing noise at him because it will stagger him. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he does it a lot. He did it with me, and it worked, I guess, because it's just like, why are you screaming? Like, what are you doing?
Ralph, when are you gonna flip on him and be a snitch?
When will he flip? You know what? We could
have turn on Fuentes. When are you gonna flip on him?
Conversation. We could have actually had like a, and it felt like.
How do you talk to a pig for 2 hours? What do you mean have a conversation?
Yeah, it's so funny. You know what? We could have had that, and I feel like we should have, but I don't think
you're a rage pig. You've got issues. You implode. It's a fucking. It's a circus. Your life is a circus. You do dumb shit all the time.
Actually, hold on, wait. I actually want to ask.
Go ahead.
So what you're saying is like, I just made up. You just not have been shitting on me for, a year. Like
I legitimately think. My honest answer to you is I legitimately think. Yeah, I legitimately think you're out of your fucking mind. I made jokes. I made jokes, Ralph, and you've melted down in a phenomenal way.
Well,
look at the decisions you've made over the last. I
really think that's true.
Over the last 2 weeks, to own Andy Worski, you flew to another country, and got beat up, had your purse stolen.
Who cares?
And then after that, you flipped out when people made jokes about it.
You know what? Hold on.
It is embarrassing. You want to do that as an own. Really.
And it's even worse. Just today, Nick Fuentes says he might cut Ralph for doxing Augie. So it's like he's just in 2022, since the start of the year, he is like systematically demolished any support structures, any sympathy, any like benefit of a doubt he would have held with anyone. Has systematically dismantled his own like I don't know, like the people around him and the underpinnings of his show. And it's really amazing.
It absolutely fucking is.
Leave your fucking house. That's embarrassing. Do you understand?
Well, there isn't video of me
for somebody to sneeze on you.
Getting beaten in the Puerto Rican streets or Portuguese streets.
Pathetic. You conned our country into a lockdown. That's embarrassing.
I didn't know I ran the government, Ralph.
It's not embarrassing.
Do I run the government, Ralph?
Of course I should get my ass whipped. I'm going around talking shit.
Do I run the country, Ralph, now too?
You're an idiot, and you know you were wrong. And why don't you just say you're wrong?
I am not wrong. I don't take back any of my viewpoints.
What about COVID? You don't take anything back.
Nearly 1 million dead Americans, 6 million dead worldwide.
Oh, it was so
pretty big deal.
Goddamn, I wish they would have seen.
Cringe, to be honest with you, fam. Kind of cringe.
It's on you. I have to say. It would have been.
Yeah, you're vindictive and angry. You're a rage pig.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's what you guys say about me, right? Like, I don't think it's out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm literally telling you to your face, you're a rage pig.
No, you know what? Okay. Rage pig, whatever you want to say, but
that's what I'm saying.
All these things, like, what you think I don't see all these people wishing me dead, saying all this shit about my fucking unborn.
When have I wished you dead, Ralph?
You didn't talk about my fucking child custody battle. You didn't.
Where? Point me to that too, by the way.
Oh, I can. You mentioned. I can't say the name without me getting in trouble.
Is it on my timeline? Where is it? Where have I said something about this?
Well, never. I can. When I saw this live, I was like, never. He has never said anything about Faith or Adrian, and I know that because that was my criticism for like 2 years. Like, why do you not mention like the Faith shit was funny to me, but I guess his thing is I'm not going to talk about people's relationships, even if it's entirely public for whatever reason. But no, never. I can guarantee you, he has never ever said anything about any of those relationships ever. So this is like the fourth thing he said where it's just completely unsubstantiated.
I won't specifically mention anything.
You know what you said. You don't.
I legitimately don't. Is it because Gator donated $1? Is that what?
I can't even say the name. Like,
okay. Is it because Gator donated $1? Is that what we're talking about?
You went into some names that I can't go into because it's like. It's actually like a child custody battle, and you know what?
He's like blessed almost to like have those restraining orders against him, because now we can just say I can't substantiate any of my claims because actually I got restraining orders that prohibit me from doing so. So you just got to accept what I say is true and move along.
All this shit aside, and again, I'm sure you're gonna shit on me forever. It doesn't matter, but like, I actually do care for my son, and all this stuff about Ralph doesn't. Want to claim him and all this bullshit is.
He is never going to claim that fucking kid because he will never pay child support for it.
Not true. And so I just want to say that for the record. And it's a very complicated situation that I have unfortunately,
it's complicated because he doesn't want to pay
cases
child support.
already in that vein, etc. And again,
Literally,
people
no.
can,
He brought this up himself,
take pot
and he's
shots
asking
as
like he
they
has to back
wish.
down
I
from
would
it.
expect nothing less.
Like, you backed me into a corner here, Medica. I can't talk about this. You're right. I have to retreat. And it's like, no, you brought it up, and now you're like apologizing, like you're surrendering to something that you brought up on your own that nobody else has inflicted on you.
And I've done nothing less. I completely understand that. But I just want to say for the record that I do love my son, and all these things that are being said are not true. So.
But yeah, and I like to say for the record, I haven't talked about your girlfriend or your ex-wives. I haven't talked about your fucking kids. And if you're talking about the Gator dollar thing, that's the only thing
others that you've promoted have talked about that.
Okay, so you're mad at them, and then you lash out at me because you're too scared of them.
You know what? I don't even know why you had a problem with me in the first place. I guess
you wrote 2 blog articles, Tumblr bitch blog articles about heartbreak.
You were fucking with me before that. Like, do you not understand?
You're telling me that rattle in a pill bottle has led you to this point in your life?
Do that? Like, what the fuck?
Because it's funny.
Okay, but why would you like? There's not okay, but it's only diminishing things that you're saying and doing. Like, it's like, why would somebody not feel hostile towards that? Like, I don't feel like that's
Ralph.
like,
you can make all the jokes you want, but you take it from a point of making jokes.
I never said like jokes about your cancer. I only said I hope this guy gets better. You understand? Like, it's like this guy's fucking shit on me.
Ralph, you just told everybody over the last week that you hope you've been holding it in for a year.
Well, yeah,
for a year, and you wanted me dead and in hell, and my wife's a whore.
Okay,
and I'm responsible for COVID, and my videos are shit.
No, that's not fucking true. So whatever.
So you're lying again.
I'm saying when the guy's talking shit about me, of course I'm gonna say whatever. Like, that's normal. I don't think that that's outrageous. I've known you for literally 8 years. I've known Jade for the same amount of time. Do you think I really want to see you guys dead? Of course not. That's fucking insane. But you know what? You're talking shit about me. You're bringing my family into it. You're bringing my fucking.
I literally have not brought your family into it. I could have said some real mean shit, Ralph, and I haven't said anything.
Well,
you're talking about all the mean shit I could have said.
You have promoted. Dude, are you really like gonna quibble? Like, do you think that like
Ralph, this is an end result of you literally fucking with everyone on the internet?
Well, that's that's why I'm not gonna take out the collection plate.
That's actually he doesn't articulate it this way, but that's an interesting thing that could be said. Is that like there's nobody I can talk to, who does streams like Flamenco, Ricada. There are so few people that this guy could talk to and do a co-stream with, that has not said something about Ralph to offend him. Like, he could pick anyone out of like a lineup at random, and it would piss Ralph off. So he never says it that way, but that would be a really like strong point to make. Is that like it is impossible to avoid offending Ralph if his level of control over people is that you can't even like show up on someone else's stream if I don't like them.
Like, cry about it, it sucks. But I fucked with a lot of people for sure. Like,
so why are you surprised they're now fucking back with you when you do something stupid?
Fuck with you though, Medicare. That's the thing. Like, I didn't fuck with you. There was no reason for you to pile on. That's what I'm saying.
Do you feel you're owed something, that I can't laugh when you do something monumentally stupid?
Okay, tell me what I did that ever offended you or like fucked with you.
Ralph, I'm telling you, I laughed because you literally got beaten up for a purse in a foreign country.
That's not okay. Well, you know what? That's no. It is funny. Like, I don't even. But it's like every time you're talking about me, it's negative. Like, why? Like, I don't know.
I thought you had thicker skin than this. You present.
I mean, the appropriate response to that is like, what the fuck have you done in the last 2 or 3 years that's positive? Like, what have you done that is worth mentioning in a positive context that is on par with going to a foreign country for no reason whatsoever to own someone, which doesn't even make sense, and then getting beat up? Like, that's like a joke. That's like you're playing a game like Crusader Kings, and it's like a duel, and you have a 99% chance to win and a 1% chance to die, and you just die randomly. And it's like that is like comedy. Like, how do you even write something like that? Meanwhile, like what is the inverse of that? Like, Ralph finds in the last 2 years, Ralph has repeatedly found new platforms to completely destroy with his weight, and that's it. He's done this repeatedly, and that's all he's accomplished.
Yourself as that, but I guess rattling a fucking pill bottle and talking about a stolen purse.
Show. You didn't go and get her show. You didn't do all this to fuck with me. Like there was no mentality of I'm gonna do all these shows, but not to kill you.
Do you think this is a 24-hour op that I've decided to take Ethan Ralph down and I'm working?
Purpose, yeah,
I'm working my way through the secondary shows.
I kind of think you did that on purpose. Yeah.
I kind of think so too. I think he did. I think that he took. Now that I know the pill thing wasn't like okay, I think he's just been pressing that one button because that's the only thing that he's done in the last few years that it doesn't involve other people. That's like his last major fuck up that didn't involve like impregnating a retard or getting a restraining order from a retard or adopting a retard like May. That's like the last thing that he did that's just all by himself. So he just kept pressing that button for like 2 years. And then he decided, after he blew up at Flamenco for showing up on somebody else's stream or whatever the fuck. Like he said, I bet you if I just start showing up on like Gator's stream and Flamenco stream, he'll blow his top. I actually think I agree with Ralph on that.
And I don't blame you. I think it's funny. Like honestly, I thought it was funny. I
went on Flamenco show because he challenged me to a video game, and I went on a Gator show because I like anime.
I don't know, man. It just seemed but you're rattling your pill bottles on every show. You're talking shit about me.
Ralph, if I wanted to fuck with you, why wouldn't I? If I wanted to fuck with you,
what do you
Ralph,
think I'm imagining this? Like,
Ralph, if I wanted to fuck with you, I'd be streaming with Josh. I'd be streaming with Andy and PPP. I'd be streaming with Nick Ricada.
But you co-signed the Andy stream.
That's true. I mean, to be fair, that's the appropriate counter to that. It's like, yeah, if I wanted to piss you off, I'd make it way more obvious. Like, there's a way to do that. Besides going to talk about anime and shit, but
they went to my house that night. Honestly, that's kind of what made me pretty salty. Honestly,
I liked the video of us shaking our little pill bottles. That was the exact picture that I put out, Ralph.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
I will say, and again, you are correct. There were different segments of the stream, and it's so the Jesse BS, I'll call him, came to my house, and so that was a different segment. But there was a segment they had advertised you for the show, basically. And
that wasn't me. It's a robot.
Well, I know it's not you. I understand that. And even though I knew that, and I don't like the person, I know that already. Kill All Pedos. He's done videos before. But you're like, oh, wow, this is so funny. Oh, it's like, well, this dude just came to my house. I know, you know what, you say whatever you want about my fiance, but I'm literally going on fucking Monday to Virginia Beach to see the guy who tried to kidnap her out of her house last year get sentenced.
About how stupid that is.
I'm going to write about it. I'm going to talk.
She was afraid.
So you know what? Anybody can say what they want. And it wasn't like, you know.
Yeah, but what about the response to that, Ralph?
And like, you know,
Ralph, what about the response to that, though, Ralph? I mean, you say she was fucked up over it. She had something bad happen to her.
Well, she was scared.
No. What I'm asking, I'm not arguing that, Ralph. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, if she was so scared and fucked up over it, why did you then try to own Andy Worski and immediately leave the country? Wouldn't you stay with your wife who's scared?
Well, I know that's the talking point.
No, I'm asking
that's
you
the
why.
Talking
why
point.
do that?
Well, I'll say this.
Like it's just
first
optics.
off, she was never in danger because Jesse PS is a faggot. So I was never worried about her personal safety. The reason she was scared at first is because she didn't know who it was, not because it was Jesse PS or Worski or anybody else. It was because like, oh shit. Oh, it was because I messaged her and I said, oh, somebody's outside. Holy shit. That was what, got her worked up. That being said, if somebody showed up outside your house right now, you would be worried. Jim,
Ralph, here's what I do. Here's the simplest answer. You don't answer the door.
You fucker.
You don't answer the door, Ralph. Easy.
Dude, Jim.
Hey, knock. Not interested.
I'm serious. Like, are you serious? Like, if somebody fucking came to your house, I've had this happen a number of times, and I realize, I put my name out there and everything else, but you're like halfway in, halfway out too. You're not an anon. people know who you are in reality. And
yes,
so,
Ralph, I've been doxxed multiple times.
well,
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. But like, what, you can't sympathize with this at all? Like, I hope people listen to this and like actually get
no,
some.
I'm confused that you present to the internet that this was a traumatic event for her, but then you're on a plane to teach the
what I
A-logs.
said
Makes you
was-
seem disingenuous.
I said she was like frightened for a second, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah, but
like, oh my God,
he continually
What
represents
she
that
saw was
as a
Jesse
serious
Diaz,
traumatic
like,
event.
well, he's a faggot, I didn't say she was like cowering in fear, could never fucking recover. What I'm saying is, by the way, when I came home today, people had dumped shit out in front of my door.
When you say shit, do you mean stuff or actual shit?
I mean, like corn cobs, actually, is what it was.
Come on, are you fucking serious?
Well, what if I came and took a shit on your front porch? Like, do you think it would be as
You're telling me people drop corn cobs in your yard?
Yeah.
You think it was Jesse?
Probably. But by the way, Jesse has to fucking, like, my fiance put out a fucking order against him. So I hope it was Jesse, because he's going to go to jail.
It wasn't.
If it was Jesse. But
It was some random guy.
Either way.
And then Ralph, I guess the other question related to this, and this is an honest one. Wait. You promoted the Frank Castle and Boogie thing.
No.
You promoted the Frank Castle and Boogie thing as being based in Red Pill.
I'll let you ask whatever. I'll let you ask whatever.
Okay.
I'll let you do whatever you want to do. But if somebody took a shit in front of your front door right now, or if
Such
I was
an
right
important
here
point.
and I said, hey Jim Augustine, whatever the fuck you call yourself right now, and I started beating on your fucking front door, you would not think it was funny. You would not.
You want my honest reaction? I tell you two things. I'd say suey, because I think that is funny, and then I'd be like, fuck off, you're trespassing. And then when you inevitably, because you're drunk and head wounded, and when you're head wounded, I would say you're trespassing, and on a year suspended sentence.
I am, Jim. I would just walk off your property.
Dude, you can't tell me that I think you're dumber than you are after this last week. Come on. Come on.
Well, I said all this because I felt all this. I feel like a lot of people are enthralled to you, and it needs to be broken. And I
have to be taught a lesson.
I like Ralph smiles and laughs there, and he seems much more lighthearted now. And it's just so obvious to me that Ralph is still so full of love for this man. He loves him so much, and he can't even like maintain an angry facade for a long time, because it just pops out. He'll say something that makes him laugh, and he's just like, oh, there's my daddy, make me proud.
Right. You've been holding that in.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that.
It's resentment, animosity.
It's like people think that I can't be my own man or something, and this guy's talking shit about me all the time. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, so other people are giving you shit for pill bottles, and now you've got to come teach me a lesson because you've got goaded into it. No,
it's not teaching you a lesson. It's like, why even... I don't say shit about you. Like, I don't know. Why do you think, if it was anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, going out, I won't say going out of their way, but like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, if it was Mersh or whoever, like, covering you or doing something about you, you would definitely not think that was cool.
Oh, that's probably a bad example to bring up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like, and again, all these times, like, there was nothing stopping you. Even now, tonight, it's like, I won't come on the kill stream. It's like, why not? Like,
I'll tell you why. Is it my fucking job to get you money and fame? Like, how long do I have to drag your ass through the internet and the minefield that it is?
No.
No. You like to talk about biggest in the sector. When I was on your show, you had viewers. When I left, you didn't. So am I supposed to come on and get you fucking money? Am I here to be your ATM, Ralph?
I need Jim, Augustine, or
Augustine. Jesus Christ, Augustine. There you go. Like the saint that you pretend to be religious.
Like the saint of faggotry, like you are.
Yeah. Make me money. That's all I hear from you. I want money. Come on my show. Make me money.
Nobody cares about you, Jim. Just go.
You obviously do. You suck my dick for 2 hours to have this conversation. Look at the smile. You know I'm telling the truth. It's breaking through. You know I'm telling the truth.
What? Did you tell the truth about what?
You sucked my dick for 2 hours because you wanted me to come on, and then you bitch and say,
like, everybody wanted to see it, right? Like, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, because your show's shit without something fucking put together and entertaining, right?
I was making money before you came.
Oh, yeah, $200 off Richard Spencer debating the 18th Twitter pedophile is really riveting shit.
Well, that's all I need, nigger. What are you talking about?
Well, apparently you need more because you're calling to my name.
I didn't. You were fucking with me. You've been talking about me for 2 weeks.
Oh, it needs to be on the kill stream. We need to have it on the kill stream.
2 weeks, Jim, Augustine, or whatever the fuck you call yourself.
How are you having this? Do you have head trauma? Augustine. There you go. Fucking shit.
Does it bother you when I mispronounce it? Oh, it's not like I did that on purpose, Yankee faggot.
Well, no, it seems
Yankee. How pathetic! My southern pride doesn't allow me to say your name correctly. That's how little respect I have for you. Like, in what world is that an own? It's been a while since I've been back in the U.S., and even then, it's like, okay, I was in Pensacola. That's not really the South. That's not like Alabama or whatever. But like, is that really like an own? Like the Southerners think, oh, if I mispronounce someone's name because they're from the North, that like owns them. Is that a thing?
It's like you're desperate to get my real name out there, so let me help you, drunk.
Yeah,
It's Augustine.
Go ahead and get it out there. I'll be paying a visit to your town. Don't worry.
See, listen to you. You cry and cry about being harassed, and then you're like, I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with you.
I have done nothing to you but laugh. Look at yourself.
Okay,
You're fucking insane.
Laugh. I'm going to laugh myself.
Oh, you're going to laugh yourself?
Yeah.
Are you doing the Godfather voice, or you just the pills kicking in?
Nah, I'm just saying, fuck you, bitch.
Oh, thug life.
Yeah.
Can I get an oink? Rage pig, can you give me an oink?
Nah.
Nah, oh, thug life. Look how tough I am.
Yeah.
Internet's harassing me. I'm so sad. Stop it. I'm going to teach everybody a lesson.
Kicks in. Is this when the cancer kicks in?
The cancer's ongoing, dipshit.
Really yeah. I can't wait. I'll piss on your grave.
Oh.
Do you really think you're gonna low me? You won't, dude. Don't worry about it. You know me. You already know me.
Gravity helps you. It pulls that gun so far down it bifurcated.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna outlaw you, Ralph. There's no way to physically do it.
Gravity ain't gonna save you and your fucking greasy Korean horror. You're both going straight to hell.
See, look at there. You did it again.
You're both going straight to hell.
I don't bring up any of your family, but you jump right into it and then cry like a bitch when the internet does it.
I don't cry.
You cry like a little bitch. Hey, my girlfriend's so scared. She's so scared of the Pampers. They left corn cobs. How would you like it? I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to go to Gators College and tell everybody he's a white nationalist to try to blacklist his life.
Why not? He fuck with me. Why not?
Oh, cool. So you think it's cool when it happens to Nick Fuentes?
I think it's cool to fuck with somebody who fucks with you.
Okay, good. I'm glad you like that happens to Nick Fuentes. How about Dick Masterson? Is it cool when it happens to him?
I like anybody who fucks with me getting fucked with, period.
Do you believe that principle applies to Nick Fuentes and Dick Masterson?
I don't apply it to anybody.
Do you believe it should?
He's like switched again. Like he tried screaming, and then he tried having the back and forth, and now he's like defeated. I don't know. He's like his entire attitude has changed. He's not bouncing up and down anymore. He used to be bouncing. Now he's like sunken in his chair and he's like grumbling. He's like, yeah, but nobody can go lower than me. He's like super, super low key and just trying to be like above it all. I don't even know what he's going for, but it's very bizarre.
Y'all live thug life?
No, because I don't have a black and white view like you because you're a fucking retarded.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
I have
double standards. That's what that's called.
People who fuck with me deserve what they get. That's what I have. That's my standard.
Yeah, double standards. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, no, it's just the truth. Thank you.
The truth is they're double standards, Rage Pig. Jesus, keep up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the truth. I don't lie about it. I mean, that's the standard you have too, but you just don't want to say it.
You've said, told people, oh, Jim doxes. Who did I dox? Can't name anybody. You said, oh, Jim attacked my family. Oh, you point me to it. You can't point me to it. Oh, Jim does this. You can't point me to it. It's all these examples of fictitious shit in your drug-addled mind.
Are you going to let me talk? Or we can end it early, but I do focus on the doxing thing.
Go ahead.
Because it's like, as well as I do, that the whole doxing, oh my God, so and so's a dox, is retarded, right? That's like completely.
I've publicly stated. I publicly stated that there's a difference between when you dox somebody and you do life ruination. What you're doing is life ruination.
Okay, well, what's he doing then? What is the thing?
Wait, what is Gator doing when he shows DMs and talks about what a shit boss you were that underpaid him? Probably shitting on you, Ralph. That's what he's doing.
Well, I didn't underpay him for one thing.
You paid him 150 to 200 when you're making 5 to 10 grand a month. You're a cunt.
Worth what he fucking.
You're a cunt for doing that. That's why Gator's not there, and Zidane's not there, and Flamenco's not there, and all your co-hosts leave.
You know what?
It's very elfish of you, Ralph. How you pay your co-stars.
Let me talk. So it's like, okay. All right. It's like this is a guy who said he was my best friend and cozied up to me for years and years and said he would never leak things and never go against me and never do this and never fuck with my family. And then it's all in the front.
Rob calls Gator his best friend here. What's interesting about that is Gator says that he never talked to Ralph except for business stuff, like related to the podcast. So like in Ralph's world, the closest person to him was a guy that never spoke to him. Like they didn't watch TV together. They didn't play games together. Like I have friends that I've had for like 10 years that I'll still play like Path of Exile and Dota with on like odd occasions. But Ralph doesn't have that with the person he talks to like every fucking day. It's so bizarre. It really makes me wonder what he does on a day-to-day basis. Like, who does he talk to? What are his interests? Does he do anything? I guess he's streaming all the time, right? So if he's not like streaming, he goes to Vegas and he like slowly gambles away money and like watches sports and shit. That's probably it. He just watches like fucking black people throw balls around.
Page. So you know what? You can say everything you want, but you have no fucking clue what it's actually like. And so you can sit here and you can claim.
So Ralph, how bad would things have to be if your best friend, like you said, of 8 years has turned on you?
Piece of shit. And I'll tell you.
No, but if he did it, why would he do it? If you're such close friends, how bad must you be acting?
He did it. You know why I think he did it? And I'll tell you this truthfully. I think he did it because he thought I was going to go after him. That's why.
Jeez, I wonder why he thought that.
I wasn't going to. That's the thing. Like,
the words of an angel, right?
I literally wasn't. Like, I have nothing on him. Like, I don't have. That's the thing. Like, he's taking all these screenshots and doing all this shit. Like, I have no Gator folder. I have no. Like, I definitely could have one if I wanted to, but I don't have any like dirt on him or anything like that because like this. I mean, to be quite, you can say what you want, but like this is one of my best friends, to be honest, if not my best friend. And so like I didn't sit there.
I'd use past tense.
Best friend that he's never met. He doesn't know the name of. That he doesn't play games with, he doesn't watch shows with, and he talks only with business. It's so fucking strange to me. Like, how do you not have anyone closer? I mean, I guess he's probably chased off anyone that he would consider a real friend. Because at a certain point, like if you know an addict and they're like ruining their life, it's like too depressing to stay in touch, right? You have to cut him off.
Yes, definitely was. He's a piece of shit. Now I wouldn't piss on him if he's on fire. But the thing is, like, at the time, like, I didn't set up a fucking dossier. Like, I didn't sit here and think, oh my God, what am I showing Gator? Like, he literally fucking was threatening to kill himself 3 months ago because of a bad test at his nursing school or whatever. Like, I didn't.
That's cringe. I think that he's interpreting like, God, I failed that test. I want to kill myself. As like a literal, like, oh my God, he's in imminent danger to himself.
I sit here and say,
that's
let me screen cap that, Jim. Jim will think it's funny 3 months from now. I didn't sit here and say that. You understand? And all that shit fucking happened, and all the shit in real life fucking happened. And so for him to sit here and go that route, it is what it is. I completely understand.
And so now, instead of getting equal measure of friends and making fun of him, you're going to try to ruin his life by painting him as a white nationalist.
You think it's cool for people to come to my house?
Did Gator go to your house? Why are you pinning it on Gator? No, you don't get to do that. Did Gator do it?
Shit, okay, you know what? Actually, you're more to blame than Gator because you basically co-signed their fucking stream. If you want to know
the fuck are you talking about? What stream where you got corn cobs?
Like, okay, let me ask you this. So the stream where they went to my house is the same stream where the like gym amalgamation or whatever happened.
Yeah, the robot thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the stream, you're like, oh, it's so funny. Well, you know how people take that.
Did I like the fucking gym video?
No, it's like you co-sign basically what they're doing to me. And that's how anybody would take that. It's like Jim co-sign.
Guilt by association is so fucking gay. It's really fucking gay.
On this.
Ralph, you are fucking paranoid, man.
Okay, you don't think that at all. Like, what? Would you think that's crazy? Do you think that's literally
I do think you're fucking crazy. Yes, I think you're out of your fucking board.
Crazy. Okay, you know what? I might be crazy, but I don't really think that's crazy. And I'll ask the chat. So,
Ralph, I'm sitting here calling you a rage pig and talking shit to you. Do you think if I was holding back that I wouldn't admit that if that was the case?
I just don't think you make any sense, right? Like, so you co-signed the very end of a stream where they
I co-signed the video related to me, Maminko, and Gator shaking pills because that is something I find funny.
So you don't think that somebody who was watching the stream would say, hey, Jim supports people going to Ralph's house?
They could say whatever they want.
Okay, well, you don't care? Well, then I don't care about you, right? Like, so, like, why are you offended?
No, why are you acting like I need to be on, like, the defense for you? I'm like, am I on your team? Are we a football team?
You're acting like I'm out of bounds talking about your fucking...
Because you're writing fan fiction in your head. It's fucking weird.
Okay, well, you started it, is what I'm saying.
You literally wrote it as that. You're writing fan fiction in your head.
Do what you did. You took it there, is what I'm saying.
What did I do?
You co-signed motherfuckers coming to my house.
This is what I'm talking about. You are
Okay,
paranoid.
you're telling me you know you did that. Like, just admit it.
You are paranoid.
Okay, so you co-signed that segment of that show. Okay.
Why do you think I screen capped it?
Why couldn't you just say us? Because it would lose you cool points. Sorry.
No. What you want to say is, why couldn't you defend me, Daddy Jim?
Now, why can you say, "Oh, it's not cool to go somewhere"?
Yeah. Everybody likes to say "Daddy Jim" in a shit tone, right? But when the rubber hits the road, suddenly it's "Protect me, Daddy Jim."
Like, I literally can look up the clips. He was shitting all over you, dude. Shitting all down your throat, like just literally desecrating you.
Ralph is desperate to get him to admit any kind of like wrongdoing, because I guess it would. I don't know if it's like a thing, like a gambit he has for like audience reasons, like to get people to think that he has a point. Like a valid complaint, or if it's literally just for him. Like he needs this person to admit that they've wronged him in some way to vindicate his feelings of persecution. I'm not sure which is it's probably a little bit of both, but probably mostly like the vindication. Like he feels persecuted and he needs a reason for it.
Ralph, that's
mind-boggling.
Holy shit, Ralph, that's fine,
dude.
You don't think that I would think that Andy would hate me after the AIM stream? I'm sure he fucking sees about that. I'm sure he hates me for it. I bet you there are screen caps of Jarbo talking boatloads of shit. I bet there's stuff of Crowd out there and Sargon and everybody else.
I don't think, like I really, and I hope, of course there'll be, negative and minus, whatever, pro and positive people, pro and negative people who watch it, but I really don't think that I sound that crazy from my
I'm telling you, if you ever have taken my word for anything at all ever, Ralph, you sound fucking insane. I don't know if it's a head trauma, legitimately.
Top 3 reasons
Ralph.
Top 3 reasons he sounds insane. Like he wants like a YouTube top 5. Number 1, making up bullshit and not being able to substantiate it. Like he wants like a breakdown, the point by point. Here's why. Here's my diagnosis by the DSM qualification for fucking nut job. Here's how you meet those standards.
Okay, I'll set up the timeline. I'll explain why I think you're fucking nuts. Okay.
Well, he's going to do it.
Your quality of content has diminished. And I'm not talking about your ability to do a show, but you've been seemingly hitting pills or alcohol, I don't know what. But you're fucked up all the time.
Wait. For years at a time.
Let me go.
Debates that you can't even.
Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead. I'm just saying
you want to know why I think what I think? I'm telling you. Because you're fucked up all.
But go ahead.
You're fucked up all the time. You get into a fight with Andy Worski to teach him a lesson right after you sell the internet. Your wife is scared. You hop on a plane to fucking Portugal. You get beat up, have your purse stolen. People make jokes about that. Suddenly you go into full fucking rage pig mode. You're going to fucking teach people a lesson. And I'm not talking doxing. I'm talking life ruination. You're going to tell him he's a white supremacist. You want Gator to suffer. You don't want him to work or go to school or anything like that.
I don't.
Way above him laughing at you on the internet. That's a fucking ridiculous escalation.
Okay. I will say this. He went after my family first. And so
how did he specifically?
Well, look, when he made the donation that he made, it became a different type of situation.
Ralph, what? Okay, you're telling me you don't believe in tit for tat? You just said that when somebody fucks with you, you fuck with them.
What? I will say this. It was funny, and it was like I could even see myself doing it, to be quite honest with you. But it was like once he did that, it was like, okay. And I did do my Killstream severance package. That's true. And I maybe should not have done that. But that being said,
that's not the first time, Ralph, by the way.
Wait, let me say this.
Yeah,
hold on. Don't cut me off. He had went on air and talked a lot of shit about me the night before. So it was like, okay, I shouldn't have done that, probably. That's true. But once he brought that certain situation in, I don't really feel an inclination to back down off of it, I guess. I guess you could say.
There's a weird thing.
And again,
where I mentioned earlier, like Monday Matt really, what caused him to like completely implode was not just that he got owned on a live stream. He got called out on being the hypocrite or whatever the fuck, or a flagger. It was very specifically that he groveled He said, "You're right. I'm totally wrong. I am a soy-filled bitch, and I'm sorry that I flagged your video down." That was what he said. That really fucked him up. So in this dynamic, I think Ralph's biggest fear is he never wants to be humiliated like that. He never wants to have the Bulger moment. So when Jim plainly articulates, and it's obvious for everyone to see, that Ralph is completely in the wrong. Ralph doesn't know how to just not be a piece of shit that gets owned by something like that. So he avoids his Boulder moment by just owing up to it and then not apologizing for it at all. It's like, yeah, I'm completely in over the line. I'm in the wrong. It's my fault, actually. I started it. And this is not even an equivalence here. I am going ape shit. And but you know, that's just how I do. So he'll never this is definitely, I would say that people said this is like the Boulder moment for Ralph. I don't think it is, because he manages to avoid that last step of like total humiliation by just like owing up to it and being like, yeah, actually, I'm a huge piece of shit. I have no redeeming qualities, and I don't intend to change. And that's better. Really, I mean, technically, actually, literally, that's better than what Matt did to get out of the situation.
It's kind of it's a sad situation, but it is what it is. I guess you could say on that.
But okay, you're gonna seriously tell me you don't think this now sounds insane, that you're going to do all this because of a $1 donation?
Well, I'm not doing anything. Like
you're going to go fuck with his life. You've told everybody. You're proud of it.
I was gonna go to Greenville. Oh yeah. Like, you're really scared of that, right?
I'm talking about doing this to Gator for $1. That's what you're saying the root of it is. The $1 donation, you're going to go try to get him blacklisted.
Why I don't like. So I went on air. I mean, if you want to have a conversation about it, we can. I went on air and basically, everybody's shitting on me, you included. And I went on air and I was like, oh, it's good to get rid of the dead weight or whatever. And like, he kills some Flamingo show and like just fucking completely trashes me. I mean, what are you supposed to do with something like that?
Like he's in Gator's position, it's like I think he intended to have like a clean break and be like, yeah, I'm done with the show and I'm not coming back anymore. But Ralph really starts to like humiliate him, and he never stops. And Gator is at like a losing position here, where Ralph just turns on him and goes like, yeah, I didn't pay him for shit. He didn't ask for, when he asked for like money, I didn't give him any more. He basically worked for less than minimum wage for me and did everything I asked him to, like a bitch. And now, I'm gonna ruin his life and make sure he never exceeds beyond my show. And it's it's really remarkable. It's amazing.
I don't know.
You do a stream and you shit back on him. That's the internet.
Okay, well, right. Well, okay. Well, it's like, I don't know.
Oh, but my point was that calling him dead weight, I think, really offended Gator. Like, he really wanted to be like acknowledged as someone who did a lot of work for Ralph, and Ralph, in retrospect, isn't going to give him any kind of gratitude. He's just going to be like, yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck you. You're just a paid gimp, and you were my little bitch, and sucks to be you.
He's bringing like
that's not to his benefit either, because now it's like, why would anyone help you with your podcast if that's how you treat people who help you with your podcast?
Personal shit into it, and I'm just the type of guy who's not gonna like let that go. And again, I didn't dox. It was Zoom that put.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, it's beyond doxing, right? You want to ruin his life.
Well, he wants to ruin my life, Jim.
How the fuck is he ruining your life?
He did the last week. What do you think?
Now that I'm listening to this for a second, I can really hear it. He's going for the whole like, he's going for the Boulder thing, where it's like he wants to pin him on something that he's wrong for doing. And he just can't crack it. He cannot crack Ralph's thick fucking head and get him to admit that what he's doing is ostensibly wrong to do.
All these 8-hour streams and you sending out...
No, not ostensibly, objectively wrong to do.
20 tweets of fucking, every...
Because this is a trash fire. You've turned it into a trash fire.
You're telling me you didn't... Like, you're trying to ruin me. Like, that's literally what's going on.
You are ruining yourself. Bro, you are ruining yourself. I'm watching this take place in real time. You are devolving down a path of a spiral, the likes of which I haven't seen in a long time, and I don't know why. I don't know if you really got hurt in Portugal and there's some kind of like legitimate brain hurt, or if it's like pills or liquor. I don't know what the fuck it is, but you are spiraling, dude.
Well, you know, I've heard that. And I had some people you know why I feel like that is a narrative basically is kind of from what you guys said. I will say that I don't really feel like it seems like you've been going out of your way to shit on me for quite a while. I guess
When I go out of my way to shit on you, it'll look like Jack Murphy.
he couldn't articulate that point. I've heard people say that I'm going down and I'm spiraling down. Yes, I've heard that, but I think it's a narrative because ... mumbles to himself for half a minute and then is like, "You've been shitting on me." Very, very telling to me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be right on that. And I will say this: with Gator, we talked, and you know, doing this day to day for a living, I think maybe people don't understand that it's kind of a cutthroat thing. And so I talked to him before about, you know, Worski had fallen out. Worski never asked me. By the way, I know you talk about money and you talk about all this and that. I've never withheld anybody's money, but I'm also don't offer money either. Like, I mean, I'll be real with you. Like, if people like, you know, you have to ask for what you're worth, right? I paid Gator per month for things that he did. I didn't pay Worski.
Yeah, but dude, you seem to wait. No, I don't care about Worski. With in regards to Gator, there was an incident about.
I don't. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I'll let you.
Just one interject, not about Worski.
Go ahead.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, you got.
It already sounds so fucked up, and he's drinking more alcohol. That's crazy.
Into a fight with Gator.
He starts getting real bad.
Hammered him about was how poor he was and how he had to beg you for $300.
That's true, and I apologize for that publicly, Jim.
But it seems like you used him as your financial whipping boy.
But well, you know what actually happened during that episode? Look, you know, I don't think I've ever hidden from this, and I'm not gonna hide from it now. I've had problems with substance abuse and all that. Like,
no shit.
I don't think
no shit.
Well, okay, right? Well, okay. Well, you know what? You got a DUI. You got shit in your past.
Yeah, when I was 21.
Okay, well, you know what? Don't act like you're holier than thou.
I'm not. I'm just setting the record straight. That was, 20 years ago.
Well, you know, you just had to set the record straight. Why can't you? Anyway, what?
Because you keep making shit up. We have to go through it.
I made your DUI up?
No, but you made about 5 things before it up, so I just want to make sure everybody's clear.
Oh, so you did get a DUI, to be clear. Okay.
Yes, when I was 21.
You did receive a DUI. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I've had problems with that. I forgot the fucking main question that you were asking, but
that you brought up the financial thing with Gator before, and you treat him like a financial whipping boy.
Gator got thousands of dollars from me, and it's not, you know, you can.
For the course of years, dude. Come on, it's pretty elfish.
Okay, well, Gator literally has been on the kill stream like maybe 25 times in the last 5 months, 6 months.
What about the last 8 years? The 7 years that you've been doing it?
Well, Gator, and I said this on air before, like Gator's main quality wasn't even his on air necessarily capabilities. It was his institutional knowledge of the kill stream itself, which is even greater than mine, which I've said before. So yeah, I mean, that was Gator's main quality. So
what about his accusation that you had promised Sedan and him $33,000? I
heard that, and I never actually heard that from him before then. Actually,
did you promise it ever?
No.
You never promised him any YouTube revenue?
I never did, and I heard that, and I was like,
Zidane will never come forward with a story saying that you did.
I don't think so, no.
There are never going to be logs that are going to pop up where that's mentioned.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I know there won't be any contracts that pop up where it says I did, for sure. So if there's any contractual agreements where it says I did, you could let me know, Jim. But I don't think you'll see those.
I'm sure more elves will get involved.
Yeah. if you have some mystery contracts, you probably would have already shown them. But yeah,
no, I'm literally asking this because it's going to be embarrassing
what
if
I'm
that
saying
happens.
is, what I'm saying is like, so Worski clearly was upset about money. Do you know Worski?
There's never going to be like a contract, but I can imagine he probably got drunk and told them, which is like a once-off thing, and he can't even remember it.
He was left for dead and completely broken, and you pissed on him, and everybody else pissed on him.
So then why are you surprised I laughed at the...
No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm just like chagrined, I guess would be the word. It's just like, why? Worski himself was like left for dead, and he had 20 viewers, and I said, Worski still has talent. He's still a host. He's a fucking good host, and he's funny, and he's got timing, and it's like, bring him back. And I brought him back. Me. That was my decision. Do you understand? It was not Jim. It was nobody else. Everybody else pissed on this guy. Everybody else left him for dead. And I said, this guy's got talent. Let's do this. And I've done that with a lot of people. And I'm not a perfect person. I will agree with that. I hate that it feels like this with me and you because we've known each other for a while. It is what it is, though, I guess. I feel like you kind of went all in on trying to sink me.
I have not gone all in, Ralph. It would look much different. It would look way fucking different. You know it. You fucking know it.
You know I still like you. Like I can't help it. Like it is what it is. And
this was literally embarrassing hearing it like the first time around. Like how like he cannot bring himself to like actually separate like someone that he like internally has idolized for years from someone who now is just like openly ridiculing him. He can't do it. He's still holding out hope inside that he will see the error of his ways and come back on the kill stream and everything will be okay again.
You're gonna piss on me, but
I'm gonna laugh after that Jake Gyllenhaal shit.
We've known each other for many years. It's kind of surreal. By the way, I think we're still on Monday Matt's channel.
Yeah, we are. Matt's still there.
Yep, I am just listening for a moment where I might be needed, but in the meantime, you guys have been great. So.
He's completely forgotten that this isn't what he really wanted was a one-on-one conversation where they could talk about their emotions and work out a relationship compromise, but instead he is too drunk to remember that he's actually on the air and he's being made fun of by like thousands of people.
So keep it up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And by the way, I know I want to say this earlier. Of course, you know, when I get attacked personally, I have a tendency to lean in on the heel type activities. And of course,
I believe the term is rage pig.
Yeah, well, I don't know that term, but I have a tendency to lean in. I think the Gator kind of, invited that type of activity. That being said, I didn't actually reveal his name or anything like that.
You just did on stream. You played a whole video of Gator.
Yeah, but you knew it's like, okay, well, everybody knows who I am, Jim. Like, what the fuck? What I'm supposed to?
Why would you make an obvious lie that's just contradicted in a second? I never revealed this shit. You literally did.
What I'm saying is, I wasn't the one who doxed him.
You literally did on Odyssey. I watched it on Flamingo's stream.
No, but, I mean, the video itself was what doxed him, not me. Right? Like, those are two different things.
That sounds like you're quibbling now, Ralph.
Okay, so what? Oh, well, let me ask you this: what, he's supposed to be above that?
I never said he was.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying, if you're going to be honest about it, be honest about it. You dox him because you're mad.
Right. You're right. Okay, so like what? But for a fact, I want to go back to the discussion I had just a little bit earlier. Like, this whole doxing is like burning witch fire thing. That's bullshit, right? Like that's fucking crazy.
Ralph, I draw the line and I've always said this publicly: life ruination. You start showing up and try to fuck with people's works and their family life and their job and their church.
Showed up to my house in the last 2 weeks, Jim.
Yeah, but Gator didn't. Ralph.
That's true.
Gator's not planning on doing it, is he, Ralph?
Well, I don't know what he's planning now.
Well, with your fan fiction bullshit, who knows what you think? You probably think he's hiding behind the sprinkler.
You said I was trying to fucking kill Gator a couple of days ago.
I literally have never said that, and you'll never find a clip of me saying it or a tweet of me saying it.
They weren't saying that on air, though?
You said I said that.
Okay, well, you weren't fucking promoting.
You sure attribute a lot of shit to me that I don't do, Ralph. Go get mad at the people that are doing it, Ralph.
It's important, though. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I never did anything to you. Like, it's like, why? I don't know.
You're asking me to hold people back? Is that what you want?
No, but it's like, you don't have to support it. Like, what the fuck?
You've made me pay attention to it because, as I've said, you've gone into a tailspin and it's become a dumpster fire. What are you doing?
Well, you're right about that. I'll say I should just not respond. But, when you're hearing just fucking...
I'm not even saying you can't respond. You can talk all the shit in the world. You can tell people Gator's a massive faggot. You hate me and I have cancer. I don't give a shit. But it's that life ruination line. You're playing with fire with that shit.
Dude, do you not understand? This is my life. Fucking super chats and restreams and all this shit. This is what I do for a living. And so all this shit, you're talking about life ruination. You've been trying to ruin my life for a week straight. Do you not?
Ralph, I've been watching you ruin your own life for a week straight.
Okay.
That's like the saddest thing about this is like he is able in his head to internally justify doing literally anything because he has to make ends meet with like super chat money and shit. So it's like if Gator is impacting his ability to make money by collecting donations from like actual literal retards, like his fans, if you look at their pictures on fucking Twitter and Telegram, are like not they barely register as human beings like you and I. They are so far off in their own world, like their own species, and he has to find a way to keep those people loyal and giving him their money so that he can support himself. So he's able to say like Gator compromising that is akin to him getting him kicked out of college and like doing whatever the fuck else he wants because that is his life. Like this is his life. This is life or death to him. He has to not get owned in this conversation because his child will not eat if he does get owned. It's very strange when you think about it like that.
You're going to deny it with how you've been behaving?
You know what? I will say this. I don't think that I've acted appropriately in every response in the last week. I think that that's true. But I also think it's been a lot of people taking liberties too. It's like, oh, he's down. Let's kick him. You know?
Nobody wants to be the bottom of the gangbang. I get it. But, you're up at bat because you've done some dumb shit. You could have responded differently, but you're going all in on this psychotic, I'm going to fucking ruin people shit. And it's just going to make it worse for you. How can you not see that? I know you're not that dumb. I know you see that what's going to, you must know it's just going to escalate. You're telling everybody it's okay. You're basically saying, I'm fine playing by these rules. You don't want to play by life ruination rules.
Dude, you basically said that when they came to my house. Do you not understand? Like, do you not understand how
we've already been over this?
Yeah, I know you didn't co-sign it specifically, but what people think is
what that last sip of alcohol really hitting him. He's slowing down so much now.
Right? Like, do you not understand? Like, I don't want to say optics, but like, it's like, oh, okay, it's so funny to fuck with Rob. And you know what? Some of the shit is funny. It is what it is. But like, you know what? If people were showing up at your house, there's been fucking 3 people that shown up at my house in the last 10 days. That's not fucking cool, dude. And
Jesus, dude, why do you think that is? Look at what you've been doing for the last fucking 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, man, you wouldn't be so cavalier.
I'm not trying to be cavalier. I'm trying to point out to you that your exact actions on the internet are drawing attention and making people do that. Because now you've told them, this fucks with me, this messes with my head. If you do this, you're going to get a reaction. You've waved that flag to the internet. And you've also told them, game on, everything's on the table. That's the most idiotic thing you could ever do.
So
you could have got it. You could have got mad. You could have told people
to insult you, but like, what's my alternative? Change my name? Like, seriously? Like,
your alternative is to fucking act like it's the internet. Talk shit about Gator. He's releasing DMs. Talk shit about it. You can make all the fucking jokes you want.
Folder on him, dude. I didn't save a folder. This was my best fucking friend. I didn't fucking save like a fucking burn.
You could have laughed about it. You could have played the.
I think this is the part where people think that he's crying. Like he does sound kind of fucked up. I don't hear it personally. I guess it's just the glasses or whatever. I just hear like a fucking waster. I think he's just really drunk.
Feel about it. You could have said, "Yeah, I paid him $100 a month because he's my gimp."
Man, what the fuck?
You could have called him a gimp.
I think that if he is sentimental here, he probably is. I think maybe he is close. His esophagus is like clenching up. He is pretty sad. I think because, like in the last couple of minutes, the tone has changed to be very like helpful as opposed to just trying to ridicule him. Because I guess like there was no bolder moment, but now it's just like because he doesn't seem to understand. Like let's lay this out in a way where he can understand the consequences of his own actions, like a principal or a father would. So now he's like coming to terms. He's having an emotional response because he's coming to terms with like, yeah, I guess I am kind of retarded, but he's still trying to justify it. He's like, that was the reason why I'm so angry is because I trusted him and he had the capacity to talk back to me, I guess.
But it's not good enough. You feel like you're not getting the one up, so you want to fuck with his real life.
Fucking DMs that my fucking the woman's about to give birth to my child in 2 months was worried about my drinking. He's leaking that. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? I don't have anything on him, and he's playing this type of game. And you really want me to feel sorry for him?
I'm not asking you to feel sorry for him, Ralph. But I will put this fucking to you: if he's leaking DMs where people are worried about your drinking, I mean, look at you tonight.
I'm fine tonight.
You sound drunk today, man.
I'm drunk for sure.
Okay, so you're saying he's leaking DMs where people are worried about your drinking, and now you're back home after getting beat up in a foreign country, drunk, raging on the internet.
Dude, you haven't left your house in 6 years. How the fuck?
But I'm not drunk screaming about how I'm going to teach people a lesson in Oklahoma.
I would rather be drunk screaming than not having left my house in 6 years.
It's like such an addict brain thing. Like it crosses barriers in different kinds of addiction, but like even like food addicts like Amberlynn and Chantal, they will always do this whataboutism thing where it's like, you're fucking drunk. You just humiliated yourself, and now people are like concerned about your fiance is concerned about your drinking, and you're drinking again. And he's like, well, what about you? You've not left your house. And they all do it. Like, if anyone says to chant like to Amberlynn, like Amberlynn, you just ate 10,000 calories of orange chicken in one sitting, and she'll go, but what about so-and-so? When he eats 10,000 calories of cheesecake in his videos, nobody gets concerned about him. And it's like I think it's like a presentation of internal logic where Ralph feels justified in drinking because of XYZ. And then when people confront him on it and he like articulates that logic, it just sounds very silly. But that's how they excuse it when they start doing it. It's like, well, what about this? If X is okay, then me drinking right now is okay. I don't know if that's armchair psychology, but that's how it feels.
Pathetic. Like, what the fuck? Like,
it's like, Ralph, people can't tell you shit without you getting mad. You need to fucking lighten up.
I'm sure. Okay, when's the last time you left your house?
About 5 hours ago.
So it's not, you actually do go out. It's not.
No, Ralph, I'm chained up in the basement. I'm hiding from Fauci.
Well, you act like that. I don't know.
Ralph, I have cancer and autoimmune diseases. My immune system doesn't exist. I'm on 100 milligrams of prednisone to fight it. I have no immune system.
I know that well.
Yeah. You sneeze on me, I'm going to fucking get really sick. Yeah, that is true. That's a funny joke. I would use that joke. But I'm legitimately sick, Ralph. So yeah, I have to pick and choose my moments when I leave my house for, reasonable reasons. It's not just COVID, it's fucking everything.
Well, you made me smile when you said that my joke was reality. So
a lot of people listen to that, and like when he's like Jim's talking about, oh, I have cancer, I'm dying, I have to take these medicines because if I go outside and I get sick, it's really bad for me. And then Ralph is just like laughing to himself, and I think a lot of people look at that and are like, oh, what an asshole, laughing at Jim tell his story. I think that he's off in his own world, and he's because what he says there is like, you made me smile because you laughed at my joke. He's happy because he got positive attention from Daddy for once. I have a completely different take on that than most people.
You know what? And I don't want you to die, honestly.
I don't believe you. I think you hate me. I think you have a deep-seated animosity. Absolutely.
That's kind of fucked up that you actually think that. I don't actually. I just feel like you're a prisoner to the mob, basically.
Ralph,
And
if I was a prisoner of the mob, I'd have been shitting on you for the last 3 years.
you know what? That's a fair rebuttal to that, actually. But
I also disagree. I think that he doesn't have a animosity. He's just angry that he's been abandoned. He's been forsaken, and that's what frustrates him. He's not actually. He doesn't have a deep seated animosity. He just wishes that it could be fixed. It could be undone, and things could be like they were before.
it's like I've never really done anything to fuck with you. Like, why would you? I don't know. It just seems like I gotta take a shot at this guy because they don't like this guy.
I love the way he says that.
And
I
I'm
gotta
from
take
this
shot.
Why would I use pill stream audio on a stream with Flamenco, who was on the pill stream?
Why didn't you just come on? I mean,
why didn't I come on your show, champ? Is that what you were gonna say?
Well, yeah. Honestly, you've been on my show 100 times before. Like, is that crazy? I don't think that's crazy.
Dude, you realize how this is coming off, right? I mean, it's
but it wasn't that. But it was. You know why? It was almost like he's doing this to like not. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking with me on purpose. That's not crazy. That's the normal.
I think you need to like not like a vacation.
You know what? Okay, tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong then.
What I'm telling you is you need to take a break, Ralph.
By the way, wait, hold on, wait, and I'll let you speak. When you went on all these shows, you went in there and said Ralph's a fat gun and shook your fucking pill bottle.
Can you send me the audio where I said that?
Okay. Well, you shook your pill bottle for sure.
Okay, so you're attributing a whole bunch of shit to a pill bottle. I mean, that really got you fucked up. Why does that fuck you up so much?
What the fuck? That's years ago, dude. Like,
why does that bother you so much?
Because I don't fucking like thinking about that.
The pill bottle specifically fucks you up that much.
I got a lot of reasons why. I don't fucking shake. I don't fuck with you about your worst fucking moment every fucking time you come on air. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know that's your worst moment. You're telling me the pill stream was the worst moment?
No, it's not. But what I'm saying, it might be the worst ones you motherfuckers know about. I don't fuck with you like that every fucking time you come. Do you understand? Like, what do you mean? You act like I'm crazy.
I do, because I would think your worst moment would be a tape you uploaded. Like, if you're talking about me being mean and shit, I'd be making jokes about that all the time and posting caps of that all the time if I wanted to be a cunt.
You know, I can't talk about.
I know. I'm not going to bring it up, but I'm just saying as an example, if I was going to be like a dick and pick what I thought your worst moment was, it would have been that.
And I can tell it to you if it was off air, but I can't tell
I get it. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. I won't bring it up much.
Such a bitchy nonsense. It pisses me off. He did it again. It's like he brings up something that's a really good point, and to avoid addressing it entirely, he just collectively dismisses it as like, oh, that's a legal issue. I can't talk about that. And I'd be really interested in hearing his response, but he has like a bitch out card for it.
Look, dude, I'm not saying that. I've had some not proud moments. Like, I'm not, like, I don't. I hope you don't think like I'm holding myself up as some exemplar. That's not the case.
I don't. That's fine. It's just I'm telling you honestly, you're tail spinning. I don't know why the fuck you are, but it's just gonna get worse if you keep going down this road, man. It's just not a road you want to go down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel. I'll say when I wrote the article about you, actually.
Which one?
Well, what's wrong with writing articles too? I actually saw that, and they're like, Ralph's writing in his live journal.
It came off as teenage girl shit. It's really embarrassing.
That's what I used to do for a living, blogger. Like, it's like, okay, well, I'm just reverting to my roots. Like, what are they talking about? Like,
this wasn't like you blogging about politics. This sounded like you got dumped.
Yeah, but like, it was like, okay. I don't think you've said anything positive about me for any reason in like 18 months, and it's like,
why does he feel owed that?
He's talking shit. I actually didn't watch the stream. I will say this: I didn't watch the stream. I just had people tagging me, and they're like, "Jim's saying this." I was like, "You know what? Fuck this." Now, maybe it's an overreaction, but it's just like I don't know. It just felt like you were taking liberties for no reason, really. And so That's
again. I mean, I when something spectacular happens, I'm gonna laugh at it.
right.
But the aim thing, I laughed at it.
Laughed. You know what?
Like,
and I'm not gonna like.
I wish he just asked, like, why can't I make fun of you? I want the answer to that question. Why am I not allowed to make fun of you specifically?
I'm not really trying to bring this up or like go into anything that you've been through personally too. But if I'd went through your personal life, if I went through your name changes, we talked about this already, and
Bring it up, laugh about it.
Well, but like it's like, so it'd be cool. So you're saying it's fine then?
We've literally sat here for 10 minutes at the start going over what my fucking name is. Yes, go ahead.
Why did you change it in the first place then? Like, I mean,
I literally told you we got married and decided to fucking change it. If I wanted it secret, I would have gone to another state where they let you do it. LLCs can be kept secret if you go to another state.
He didn't explain that, but that's what happened. They got married and they changed it. They changed first and last names, which is unusual. But yeah, they did.
All right.
What do you think? Do you think they weren't going to find me? I posted pictures of my fucking house.
Well, I knew. Well, and actually, and I said this earlier. I talked to Gator, and I was like, "Well, that's definitely." I was like, "That's his house. What the fuck?" Like, he basically just removed all doubt about where the fuck he lives, and then Gator said he thought you did that because you were gonna die soon.
Yeah, I'm not in the best of health. But what?
That's true. I'm just saying
that you can make jokes about that too. That's fine. But I mean, what should I? No, that's fine. That's fine. But like, what am I supposed to hide it? Am I supposed to? You talk about. You wrote an article. You wrote an article called "Fear," and then you're saying, "But I'm posting pictures of my house." Which is it?
Well, no. He said I actually messaged him when you showed. I didn't. I just saw that you showed the dungeon. I guess as I've dubbed it, and I was like, man, why would he show that? I was like, this guy's been, you're not fully a non or whatever, but you've been a little assiduous about keeping your name a little bit under wraps, whatever. And I was like, why would he show this? Da 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 da. And then Gator's like, I think he's gonna die soon or whatever. That was his. By the way, I'm not making that up.
He's trying to get Jim to hate Gator by saying that. It's so strange. It's so pathetic.
But what do you? I mean, you know what? I can't help it. I'm the host still.
No, Matt
about
is.
The whole. I've never believed this actually that you like faked your cancer or anything like that. I think you've been serious about that.
Yeah, I got cancer. I got cancer, and that would have been fine on its own if it had just been the cancer. It would have been easily treatable with chemo and radiation. But there's more shit going on. That's why I'm at internal medicine and Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like, oh, he's afraid to leave his house. I have to plan trips to go to Rochester, where I've got to duck and dive through the sickest people there are with no immune system to go spend 2 to 3 weeks getting fucking every test. Oh, we need a CTA, we need an MRA, we need a normal CT and an MRI. So it's just nonstop shit of having to go down there, and you're around people from all over the world because Mayo brings in people from all over the fucking world, doing all these tests, coughing their fucking heads off, bleeding from their fucking orifices, and you're like, shit, it's this fucking dance.
Yeah, and again, and I don't know. I've never been, and you talked about it pretty openly, and so I've never been one who said you were faking or anything like that.
Yeah, Ralph, what I'm telling you is you could make jokes about it. You could go with the fake cancer thing. That's fine. Just like the name change shit. But have all the fun with it you want.
It's like, I understand, but it's like, and again, it feels like I'm sitting here saying this, and it's like, and again, as much shit as me and you talked about each other in the last week, even here, I'm sitting here and I'm like recounting it, like for the reset or whatever, and it's like, this is depressing. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Shit happens. You roll with it. That's life. It's unfair. You deal with it. That's all you can do. You roll with the punches and you march on.
Was he looking around for booze just then? He looked on like either side of him, like, oh fuck, I'm not allowed alcohol.
You just, yeah. You just got to keep going on. Monday Matt is still here too. Somehow I don't.
He's so fucked up.
It's his stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only here to moderate, and you guys are talking, so There's no
Matt,
need for me in the
I
moment.
think we've reached our conclusion. I don't know what else we're going to talk about. Any questions from your audience?
The audience has definitely super chatted quite a bit, but I'd have to go through and take a look
So
at
this
some of
was
the.
basically
You want to pick a few?
Jim mutes himself, and then
You know
Matt
what?
asks
I think
one
would be
question.
more valuable is a discussion between us three, not the audience. I think Monday Matt needs to weigh in.
Well, I mean, I have my thoughts.
I'm gonna throw myself out.
I'm not mentioning that fucking shit.
No.
That shit was old and dead and buried. But no, look, Ralph. Here's the thing, man. Is like, you are a fucking hypocrite. All right, like
Well,
and you know you're a hypocrite, dude.
I'll mute myself so you two can go for it.
No, I'm not trying to get involved in this shit, but it's like you're out there complaining about people coming to your fucking house, dude.
Now, Matt directly confronts him on something, and I think it actually scares Ralph, which is why he immediately drops after this one question.
Dude, like, I got doxxed 3 years ago with that shit. I've had people come to my house. I've had shit sent to my house.
Sure.
All right, like,
people come to my house, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's cool and I don't support it. All I'm saying is, like, it's like fucking have some goddamn empathy for other people who you've helped put in those situations.
No, well, you don't understand. Like, well, maybe you do it, maybe you don't. But
I understand a lot more than you fucking think, dude.
Well, let me
all right?
speak and I'll let you speak for sure. I actually I do have a lot of empathy for people in our position, I guess you could say. So yeah, I don't think that's
well, let me ask you this. And I want an honest answer. How many fucking people have you flagged? Like, literally, because I did 13. It was stupid, but that's the number.
So remember, this is the whole reason why everything about Matt's entire career and channel fell apart is because he lied about flagging videos on YouTube. And then when he was ousted for it, Jim had him do like a truffle shuffle and embarrass himself. And when Matt makes a direct comparison between himself and Ralph in that regard, because Ralph has flagged way more shit than Monday Matt ever has, he immediately like shits himself and leaves.
All right.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into.
Nah, but dude, that's the thing, man. You went at me for a long ass fucking time. All right, you went at me for a long ass time over my kid.
It doesn't matter if you yell about your.
Nah, all I'm pointing out, man, is like if you want me to have empathy over you having a daughter in a couple months.
About your empathy, I hope you die in a ditch.
I'm sure you fucking do hope I die, but the reality of it is we're here and I'm not dead.
I literally don't care, Matt.
You do care. You obviously care because you bring it up a lot. And he quit.
I'm not having this conversation, and he just immediately hangs up. Just great. It was his idea.
Quit.
It was his idea. Let's have a conversation between the three of us. First question: what about you being a hypocrite about me flagging shit? And then, who the fuck is calling me? I guess I have to get interrupted no matter what I record, right? And then he immediately hangs up. Well, that's the end. There's like 3 hours left of this because Matt is making thousands of dollars hand over fist doing this live stream. So he invites whoever the fuck else he can to get on this, and he gets like total fucking retards on. And it's like, I haven't listened to it, and I'm not going to. So that's the interesting part, and the rest of it is noise. So I hope you have enjoyed this commentary. I'm now a reaction channel. I'm a bottom feeder. I'm scum of the earth. But I hope you found some entertainment from it. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye.